Forest cover of Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Mumbai increased over a period of 10 years, said the government. EPFO adds 14.86 lakh net members in January. India invited for G7 Hiroshima summit in Japan. Government has doubled the number of airports over the last 8 years. Income Tax Department launches mobile app AIS for taxpayers. More than 9.58 crore people have so far become part of Nasha Bharat Abhiyaan. Prime Minister unveils Bharat 6G vision document. PM Modi chairs a high-level meeting to assess COVID-19 and influenza situation in India. The Pencil Portal, International Liquid Mirror Telescope. Government has said that as per India State of Forest Report ISFR 2011 and 2021 reports, the forest cover of Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad and Mumbai has increased over a period of 10 years. In a written reply in Lok Sabha, Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ashwini Kumar Chaubey said, the Forest Survey of India, FSI, Dehradun, an organization under the ministry carries out the assessment of forest cover of the country biennially since 1987 and the findings are published in ISFR. He said FSI has published a study for the first time on the decadal change in forest cover in 7 major megacities between ISFR 2011 and ISFR 2021. The minister said, as per the study, there is an increase in forest cover in some megacities, while there is decrease in forest cover in few other cities. He said, overall, there is an increase of 68 square kilometers in the forest cover of 7 major megacities. Mr. Chaubey said the increase in forest cover may be attributed to conservation measures, afforestation activities, enhanced protection measures in plantation as well as in traditional forest areas, expansion of tree outside forest. He said his ministry has not undertaken any study regarding the correlation between the reduction of forest and increase in pollution. The Employees Provident Fund Organization EPFO has added 14.86 lakh net members in January this year. According to the Ministry of Labour and Employment, the highest number was registered for the age group of 18 to 21 years with 2.26 lakh members, followed by age group of 22 to 25 years with around 2 lakh members. The age group of 18 to 25 years constitute 55.52% of total of new members during the month. The ministry said this indicates that majority of the members are first-time job seekers joining organized sector workforce of the country. The ministry said for the month of January 2023, only 3.54 lakh members have exited the fold of EPFO, which is the lowest exit in the last 4 months. India and Japan have signed 2 documents on the sidelines of the bilateral talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. The agreements include the renewal of the Memorandum of Cooperation in Japanese language and exchange of notes on JICA loan for 300 billion yen on Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed railway project. Briefing media in New Delhi, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan said the two leaders discussed an entire gamut of bilateral issues. He said Prime Minister Modi expressed his desire with Prime Minister Kishida to declare next year as the year of youth exchanges between the two countries. He said Mr. Kishida formally invited Mr. Modi to the G7 Hiroshima summit. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral talks with his Japanese counterpart in New Delhi. In his statement after the talks, Mr. Modi said the meeting aimed to strengthen India Japan relationship and give voice to the global south. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotir Aditya Scindia said that the government has doubled the number of airports over the last 8 years, from 74 in 2014 to 148 airports. Mr. Scindia was addressing the CAPA India's Aviation Summit 2023 in New Delhi on Monday. He said the number of domestic passengers has more than doubled in 6 years from 2014 to 2020. The minister said India will have more than 140 million passengers in 2024 alone. Speaking about the scope of exponential growth, the minister said India is the third largest domestic market in the world in terms of seat capacity. But in terms of international seat capacity, India is still ranked at the 18th position. He said the government has been taking unprecedented steps to create capacities, remove bottlenecks, and simplify processes so that the nation can have the requisite aviation infrastructure in place. On 21st March 1836, Indian National Library was established. Indian National Library is located in Kolkata. This public library started its journey on March 21st, 1836. The library was established for the purpose of reference and lending. This library was opened to everyone beyond category, color, or nationality on self finance theory. It is India's largest library and it is recognized as a national importance institution. The library was later merged with Imperial Library, and after collecting the collections of several secretariat libraries, the Imperial Library opened in January 1903 to the public. On 23rd March 1931, Bhagat Singh, Shivaram Rajguru, and Sukhdev, great freedom fighters and revolutionaries, were hanged for assassination of Saunders, Assistant Superintendent of Police in the Central Jail at Lahore. Bhagat Singh and his associates showed no sign of any fear as they kissed the noose, chanting Inqilab Zindabad. That means long live the revolution. Income Tax Department has launched a free of cost mobile app, namely AIS for taxpayers. It will facilitate the taxpayers to view their information as available in the annual information statement and taxpayer information summary. In the app, they can view various information related to TDS, interest, share transactions, tax payment, income tax refunds, and GST data, among others. The taxpayers will also have the option and facility to provide feedback on the information displayed in the app. Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar has said that more than 9 crore 58 lakh people have so far become part of Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyaan. The campaign is currently operational in 372 districts of the country, and it aims to create awareness about ill effects of substance abuse among the youth, with special focus on higher education institutes, university campus, and schools. 8,000 master volunteers have been selected and trained to lead the campaign activities. The contribution of over 2 crore women has also been vital in reaching out to a large community through Anganwadi, Asha workers, Mahila Mandals, and women self-help groups. The Department of Social Justice and Empowerment signed into an MOU with an organization in Delhi for spreading the message of Nasha Mukta Bharat Abhiyaan among the youth, women, and students. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India is moving towards being the biggest exporter of telecom technology in the world from being only a user a few years ago. He underlined that India is the country with the fastest 5G rollout in the world. Mr. Modi stated this while inaugurating the new International Telecommunication Union Area Office and Innovation Center in India during an event in New Delhi. The Prime Minister said 5G services have been rolled out in more than 125 cities in just 120 days, and the services have reached around 350 districts in the country. Mr. Modi also stated that the country is discussing 6G just after 6 months of the rollout of 5G, which shows India's confidence. He announced that the country will set up 100 new 5G labs in the coming days, which will help in developing 5G applications as per the unique needs of India, highlighting that India's telecom and digital model is smooth, secure, transparent, and trusted. He said this decade is India's tech aid. The Prime Minister asserted that India is now the most connected democracy in the world with more than 100 crore mobile connections and credited this transformation to the availability of cheap smartphones and data. He said over 800 crore digital payments are made every month in India through UPI, and over 7 crore e authentications take place in India every day. He informed that India has successfully managed to open more bank accounts than the entire population of USA through the Jan Dhan Yojana. Aryabhatta was one of the best astronomers and mathematicians of ancient times. He was among the first to use algebra. He has written his famous work, Aryabhatta, which is a mathematics book in poetic verses. Most of the information given in this book is related to astronomy and spherical trigonometry. 33 rules of arithmetic, algebra, and trigonometry are also given in Aryabhatta. Not only this, he invented equations to solve complex mathematical problems easily, which are still used by people all over the world today. Aryabhatta, the great mathematician who invented the decimal system in mathematics and made the world aware of zero, had also propounded the principle of pi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a high-level meeting to assess COVID-19 and influenza situation in the country. During the meeting, he assessed the preparedness of health infrastructure and logistics, status of vaccination campaign, emergency of new COVID-19 variants and influenza types, and their public health implications for the country. This high level review meeting comes in the backdrop of a spike in influenza cases in the country and rise of COVID 19 cases in the past 2 weeks. A comprehensive presentation was made covering global COVID 19 situation, including the rising cases in India by the Secretary, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The Prime Minister was briefed that India has been witnessing a slight rise in new cases with average daily cases reported as 888. However, 108,000 daily average cases have been reported globally during the same week. He was informed that availability and the prices of 20 main COVID drugs, 12 other drugs, 8 buffer drugs, and 1 influenza drug is being monitored. The Prime Minister was apprised of influenza situation in the country, particularly with respect to higher number of cases of H1N1 and H3N2 being noted in the last few months. Mr. Modi directed officials to enhance whole genome sequencing of positive samples with designated genome sequencing laboratories. Mr. Modi said this will support tracking of newer variants, if any, and timely response. Recently, the Minister of State for Labour and Employment informed Rajya Sabha about the Pencil portal and implementation of the National Child Labour Project scheme. Pencil, the platform for effective enforcement for no child labor. The objective for Pencil is a separate online portal to ensure effective enforcement of the provisions of the Child Labor Act and smooth implementation of the National Child Labor Project Scheme. The Pencil portal has various components, namely Child Tracking System, Complaint Corner, State Government, National Child Labor Project, and Convergence. The portal connects central government to state governments, districts, all project societies, and the general public. Further, online complaints regarding child labor can also be filed by anybody on the Pencil portal. The complaint gets assigned to the concerned nodal officer automatically by the system for further necessary action. The National Child Labor Project is a central sector scheme for the rehabilitation of child labor. Under this scheme, funds are provided directly to the district project societies headed by district magistrate, collector, deputy commissioner, who in turn allocates the funds to NGOs, voluntary agency, etc. for running special training centers. Recently, the Union Minister of Science and Technology inaugurated Asia's largest 4-meter International Liquid Mirror Telescope in Uttarakhand. ILMT is the first liquid mirror telescope designed exclusively for astronomical observations and is the first optical survey telescope in India. It has a 4-meter diameter rotating mirror made up of a thin layer of liquid mercury to collect and focus light. The metal mercury is in liquid form at room temperature, which is highly reflective and designed to survey the strip of the sky passing overhead each night. The Uttarakhand Observatory is equipped with the largest aperture telescope available in India that will use big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithms to classify objects in the sky. The telescope has 3 components: a bowl containing a reflecting liquid mercury metal, an air bearing on which liquid mirror sits, and a drive system. The mercury is protected from the wind by a scientific grade thin transparent film of mylar. The reflected light passes through a sophisticated multi-lens optical corrector that produces sharp images over a wide field of view, and a 4K CCD camera located above the mirror at the focus records 22 arc minute wide strips of the sky.